Evening, everyone. I had a question on the manifesto commitment to allow parking on double yellow lines for 15 minutes. Do people think this is liable to cause more congestion and be more dangerous for cyclists and other vulnerable road users in particular? And should not, given that it's designed to encourage people to use local shops for shorter journeys, should not walking and public transport be encouraged by the council instead?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go straight to the Green Party on this one.
Well, that's not in our manifesto. I don't know which party has it. Because you said it's in the manifesto, but I don't know. Ah, right, okay. Well, it's not in ours, so I think the clue is not there, but it's as Leela is saying, I mean, it's not something we would actually support, because I think one of the problems of high streets in local communities, whether it is Fortune Green or in any other areas, is that the more cars you use, the further you will travel. And what we actually want to propose is that you walk, or that there are enough places to park your bike, or that it is easier for you to get there, because that will incentivize people to actually use local services rather than depending on the car. And cars also contribute to pollution and to not help in our agenda for cleaner air. So that's not something that would actually be, well, it's not in our manifesto.
Thank you. I happen to know Eugene got hit by a van the other day, so he's a cyclist of bravado. Who else would like to answer this? Keith, to you others.
Anybody who's seen the situation of outside the new shisha bar on Fortune Green Road knows what happens when you allow people to park on double yellow lines. I don't understand actually why that is being allowed to go on. We're seeing for hours on end illegal parking on double yellow lines, when in other parts of the borough, if you have the temerity to park on a single yellow line for 5 minutes, you're towed away. And I speak from bitter personal experience saying that. So double yellow lines are there for a purpose. They really are to prevent obstructions and dangerous situations. And actually just saying you can park on them willy-nilly is ridiculous. But what is needed is a proper review, I think, of all the double yellow lines and all the single yellow lines in Camden. It's very easy to get caught out at the moment. The signage is very confusing, and a full-scale review of that is needed so that people don't get caught out when they make an honest mistake.
Thank you. Magnus, do you want to say something?
Yes, I think realistically any transport policy has to have a mix of different forms of transport. I mean, there are going to be occasions when you're going to have to move a grand piano from Charles Hill down to Maida Vale. I think how else are you going to do it? You're not going to be able to do it on bicycle. But I do think you're going to... I do encourage the idea of bicycles, and I do encourage the idea of people being fit by doing what the human species have been doing for thousands of years of evolution, which is just simply walking around, and perhaps just doing a bit more cycling, I think, would help us. It would also help save on the National Health Service, wouldn't it? We all got more fit.
James?
I have to say this issue seems quite obvious to me. I think double yellow lines, as Keith said, are there for a reason. In Camden and under the Labour administration, we're proud to have made advances in terms of making the streets safer for cycling. There's still a long way to go. I think we need to be proactive in working with local cycling groups. But the work we've done to date, for example, on the award-winning Royal College Street, proves that we have the intent, that we want to improve cycling in the area. We've committed to the Space for Cycling asks, which have been presented to all candidates in West Hampstead Fortune Green, and I would urge all the other candidates here to do the same, because it's so fundamental that cycling is on the up, and for good reason. And in that sense, we need to be doing as much as we possibly can to make Camden the best borough in London for cycling.
Dave?
Well, anyone that lives around here knows that we've got some truly atrocious roads for both driving, cycling, and for pedestrians and the disabled. West End Lane, we have at the moment 2 supermarkets, which you and 2 other I understand. And we all know the problems that come when they're getting deliveries. to then allow people to park on double yellow lines is going to congest that road even more. We've already got buses parking just down the road. That's causing problems. We need to free up the flow of traffic to make things easier for the locals. I don't think parking on double yellow lines is going to free it up for locals. I think we need to increase the flow of traffic. We need to make it easier for cyclists, drivers and pedestrians. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we do have a final comment from the Conservatives, then we'll go to another question.
Thank you. Well, I think what's clear is that the parking situation in West Hampstead Fortune Green is an absolute nightmare. You've got not enough parking spaces. The spaces that are available are frequently used by people who don't have permits. And the spaces that are also aren't fully used properly. I mean, the Conservatives' main proposal on parking, one of them is that we would actually have 20 minutes of free parking on Mill Lane to support local businesses. But we would like to see NSL Limited, who are Camden Council's contractors for parking, to actually properly enforce parking restrictions where they're in place. And we'd also like to see better use of the unused spaces that exist on many roads in West Hampstead and Fortune Green, so that we really maximise the space that already is there. Thank you very much.